What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never and welcome back to another market update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so the overall crypto market right now is actually very interesting. Over the last week, Bitcoin and Ethereum have been absolutely ripping. In fact, if you look at Bitcoin right now, it just broke all-time highs yesterday. It ran up to a high of 124,517. And even just on CoinMarketCap, if you click on Bitcoin, you can see that it reached its all-time high yesterday. In fact, it says on here 13 hours ago. Right here, it says 124,457. But that just goes to show you how well Bitcoin is doing. Now, if you look at Ethereum, this is where things are a little bit more interesting. So Ethereum at this point is down 5.48% from its all-time high 4 years ago. And its all-time high is $4,891. So Ethereum is getting very close to breaking its all-time high, it just hasn't done it yet. In fact, Ethereum got very close. Ethereum actually reached a high of $4,792. But again, if you come over here and you look at the market, you can see over the last day that a lot of things have been getting sold off. And the reason that a lot of people think is because of this news that came out recently. So 1 hour ago, US PPI rises to 3.3% higher than expectations. Now, is this going to affect anything from a rate cut standpoint? Who knows? Right now, many people are predicting that we do get rate cuts. So it'll be very interesting to see how it plays out. Now, to be clear, if they do happen though, it very easily could be buy the rumor, sell the news. We oftentimes see the market just completely front run things. And then once the news actually happens, the market gets sold off. So don't just expect the market to be flying into the rate cuts. There's a very good chance that that wouldn't happen. But yeah, you can see right after that, 420 million was liquidated from the market in the past 20 minutes. So yeah, that news definitely could have had an impact. But I just want to come back over to CoinMarketCap really quick. So we're in a very interesting spot right now. If you look at Bitcoin dominance, you can see the Bitcoin dominance is starting to fall. It's at 58.7%. Now, if you come over and you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, it says it's a little bit different. The Bitcoin dominance chart on TradingView says 59.39%. But in general, this bear flag that we've had projected for a long time now is breaking down perfectly. And I've been telling you guys, this bear flag has a measured move all the way down here to around 57%. Now, are we going to hit this measured move? Only time will tell. But if we do hit this measured move, that should be very bullish for altcoins. And that's kind of what I'm getting into right now. If you look at the fear and greed index, it says we're at 68. We're getting into that greedy region. However, if you look at the indicator right next to it, altcoin season, we're only at 38. And that's what's fascinating about this. A lot of Bitcoin holders right now are loving life. Bitcoin is just skyrocketing. And even Ethereum holders are starting to enjoy it a little bit more. But to be honest with you guys, if you're only in altcoins and meme coins, you're not really feeling the breakout. Because a lot of altcoins and meme coins are just stagnant right now. We're seeing the big dogs run right now, but most other projects aren't. And that's where you have to understand profit rotation. It happens every single cycle. We see Bitcoin run, we see Ethereum run, and we just see the large caps run first. And then after the high caps run, it starts to trickle down into the mid caps and then the low caps. So what we're seeing right now is very bullish. We just haven't seen the profit rotation. Bitcoin and Ethereum are looking much better right now. For Ethereum specifically though, we need to break the previous all-time high. If you look at the daily time frame, we've gotten back above this major 4100 resistance level. This was the cycle high. We needed to break this first. However, once we broke it, there wasn't really any resistance until the all-time high. I'll show you guys the weekly time frame so it's easier to see. You can see that the weekly time frame is ripping right now, but we still haven't broken this level. If Ethereum can break the previous all-time high, that'll be a great look from a long-term standpoint. Now, to be clear, when you look at the stochastics and the RSI, they're both getting very overbought on the weekly. That tells me that there's a pretty good chance we do have a pullback. It'd be awesome to see Ethereum break all-time highs though before that pullback happens. Ideally, we don't really want to see Ethereum come up and put in a double top. Is it the end of the world if that happens? No, it's not. Especially because, again, rate cuts are probably right around the corner. And from a long-term standpoint, that should be good for risk-on assets. But yeah, it would be awesome right now if we could see Ethereum put in a higher high. And I know that sounds obvious, but just from a structure standpoint, that's what we want to see. And to be clear, the better that Ethereum continues to perform, the worse that Bitcoin dominance is going to perform. And just to put things in perspective, Bitcoin dominance was ranging from around 48% to 39% during the last altcoin season in 2021. So even though it seems nice that we're dropping right now, it's still very high in the grand scheme of things. So we definitely want to see Bitcoin dominance continue to drop. But honestly, there's not a whole lot else for me to cover at the moment. If you look at some of our conviction plays, like Miggles for example, you can see that it's still holding up very well, but it's having a nice red candle right now, similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you look at Cocoro, pretty much the exact same thing. It was starting to break out, and now it's having a little red candle. You look at Captain BNB, same thing. Captain BNB is just having major consolidation right now. So to be clear, all of my conviction plays, I'm still very bullish on them. Everything we're seeing right now in the market is playing out how it should. You're not going to see altcoins ripping right now when Bitcoin and Ethereum are skyrocketing. Think about it from a whale's perspective. If you have millions of dollars invested in a project, why would you rotate when that project is pumping? You start rotating after that project starts to consolidate. But yeah, as I said, that's about it for the update today. If you guys are interested in getting into projects super early and just having market updates in general, then I always recommend taking a look at my Discord as well. At the current moment, I have 3 different tiers, but we've been making huge gains in here this entire cycle. Some of these projects, you could have turned $1,000 into over $200,000. Truly life-changing gains. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. It'd be awesome to see you guys in here with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about the overall market. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.